If I'm photographing a zebra up close, I notice all the hairs and where the white merges into the black. If there's a white hair on a black patch where it shouldn't be, I notice that straight away. If I was walking through a woodland, I notice all the different shades of the trees, all the different tree species, the birds singing, colours, the light, patterns. I think I connect emotionally to animals more than I do to most people after the experiences I had. I'm in no doubt that photography saved my life. I first started taking photos at about 15 years old. This was the one I was most proud of. I liked the symmetry.
Everything was animals. Toys, play, books. Being a nursery nurse myself and working with little children, I knew from quite a young age that Alfie was special. I really didn't think you'd get this far.
What, being filmed in the kitchen?
When he came toddler age, his speech, he did a bit of babbling. Quite amazing, this little boy didn't talk. And then I remember one day I was down feeding some ducks with him and he came out with the word mallard. He had what's called a very spiky profile. I did begin to wonder if he did have autism.
I think obsessions they're a big trait of autism. And this was my big flamingo project. So I became obsessed with flamingos and spent a whole year photographing them.
Alfie really struggled in mainstream school.
I was being badly bullied. I felt like an alien for quite a few years.
He became a broken child. During our observations, there is evidence that Alfie has difficulty processing sensory information at school. Alfie being passive and very withdrawn. He was really getting lost in the system.
A lot of anxiety, stress, anger.
Unfortunately, didn't have the early intervention that he needed because he wasn't diagnosed until he was 11.
And I felt like I was being crushed and wanted to escape.
I remember a terrible time when he was in the bath and I thought, he's taken a long time. And I called him and I went in and he was trying to drown himself.
Photography was my escape, almost to another world. Once I recovered, I was fixated on becoming a photographer and proving everyone wrong. The autism helps me visualise what I want to capture, and then it gives me the determination and the obsession to create that. I shoot in zoos because they're local to me, so I can get there often. When I come here, the pressure's gone. Just like a flick of a switch. Sometimes I'll have a restless night and I'll think of image ideas at like 2 in the morning. I've got one in mind of a rhino standing on the top of that hill in the gap between the 2 tree lines, which sometimes takes me months, sometimes years before I get the final image. I stood here about 2 hours once and never turned round the right way. There's a certain image I've tried to get on a few occasions, but I've failed to get. I'd like to get a photo of the baby giraffe's head looking into the camera with the body of its mum behind it, so the baby giraffe is in front of the adult skin, but a lot needs to come together to get that particular shot. This must be about the 6th time I've tried to get this. Really excited, like I want to jump up and down. And then I saw Castle Fine Art about 2 years ago and thought I would love to work with them, and that would be the dream. And I've worked hard ever since then to build up a strong portfolio. Started talking to them in August last year, and then joined them. It was a special moment. Hopefully it will make me more well-known. Some of my fans are Chris Packham, Sir Richard Bran, David Attenborough. It doesn't really feel real. None of it does.
I am just so proud, it's unbelievable.
I'd like autistic people to be accepted for who they are. Ultimate dream is to sell enough prints and books to be able to go out to Africa and photograph these animals in their natural habitats. To raise awareness of conservation and change the world. Keep going because things get better. Don't give up.